Now that season 1 is officially over, it's safe to say that Rings of Power is a billion-dollar disaster for Amazon. And Lord of the Rings fans were warning people from the beginning. This is not Tolkien. This is not Lord of the Rings. These people do not care about the source material. They don't care about honoring the legacy. All they care about is writing the story they want to write, bastardizing the lore, and inserting whatever type of message that they want. But I don't think anybody was ready for just how bad this would be. This is one of the worst series that has been put out of all time. Take the name Tolkien, take the name Lord of the Rings off it, and it is still a complete and total disaster. And even some people in the media are waking up. Now that it's over, let's come out and say it. The Rings of Power was a stinker. And do you think that maybe for season 2, the one way that they could salvage something out of Rings of Power, that they could get some portion of their audience back, would be to admit that they were wrong and make some changes? But no, what's the headline for season 2? You guessed it. Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power Season 2 won't address fan feedback, says creators. Imagine having this level of backlash from fans that were proven completely to be right. It'd be one thing if they were completely wrong about how it all played out. No, but the fans, the Tolkien fans, the Lord of the Rings fans, we were all right the entire fucking time. Imagine the backlash that we've seen on every platform that isn't owned and controlled by Amazon, whether it's Rotten Tomatoes score, whether it's Metacritic, whether it's just the simple trailers for this. When people realized in the beginning what this would be, 2 million dislikes on that initial trailer, and even in the trailer they used to promote the final episode, it got ratioed to hell. This isn't just, oh, well, they haven't seen it yet, they don't know. Everybody could tell what this would be, and it continued throughout the season. It only got worse. 77,000 dislikes to 11,000 upvotes. What were some of these comments? When I watched Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings for the first time as a 10-year-old, I never imagined a day would come where I'd be rooting for Sauron. That's pretty much the state that everyone's in right now, isn't it? Galadriel searching for Sauron for hundreds of years for killing her bro, but her missing husband is some sort of, wonder what happened to that guy. My favorite lines, you have not seen what I have seen. I have seen enough. Repeat chorus, you have not seen what I have seen. And 2, I will not stop. Why won't you stop? Because I can't stop. Yes, these are actual lines of dialogue from this script. When you factor in how much this cost to make, it is one of the most pathetic failures we've ever seen in history. It's not even an exaggeration. And the fact that these showrunners, who have been lying to people from the beginning, disrespecting fans from the beginning, even calling them patently evil if you don't agree with what this show's putting out there, they said, no, we're not going to listen to the fans for season 2. It's full speed ahead with our destruction of Tolkien. What a bunch of fucking losers. Creators J.D. Payne and Patrick McKay, Dumb and Dumber, discuss why The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power Season 2 won't incorporate much audience feedback. Lord of the Rings creators J.D. Payne and Patrick McKay explain why Season 2 won't incorporate any feedback from fans. Debuted on Prime Video last month, Rings of Power chronicles the rise of the dark forces in Middle-earth during the Second Age. The series, based on the works of J.R.R. Tolkien, based on? You might as well take that man's name out of it. You're fucking disrespecting that man's name just to include him anywhere in this disaster. These are not Tolkien's characters. This is not Middle-earth. This is not Lord of the Rings. They have destroyed these characters beyond the point of recognition. And instead of correcting it, instead of acknowledging what they've done was terrible, instead of doing the one thing, the one chance they have to actually salvage this billion-dollar disaster, what do? No, we're not going to listen to you guys. Go fuck yourselves. In a recent interview with Vulture, creators J.D. Payne and Patrick McKay discussed their approach to fan feedback. While acknowledging Season 2 will incorporate many of their own learnings from making Season 1, fan feedback hasn't necessarily factored into their approach. J.D. Payne, we're certainly listening to critics and our audience. You don't want to give one voice too much weight, but figure out what people are responding to in the aggregate. I don't know if I want to point to any specifics. That's a reasonable answer. Now, they've also pretty much come out and said, we're down for criticism, but when you criticize Rings of Power, it's because you're a racist bigot. That's what the executive producer said. That's what these showrunners got behind. That's what they meant when they called people patently evil. So they don't actually believe in criticism. These are the same people who wouldn't let you review it on Amazon's site for 7 days. The same people who are manipulating IMDb reviews because they don't want people to have a voice. They have been silencing fans from the beginning. They don't want criticism. That's a load of bullshit. They don't listen to critics. They don't listen to criticism at all. They don't want to hear it. They're going to do their own thing. What does Patrick McKay say? My immediate reaction to that question is no. Not that we aren't paying attention to the response the show's having. I don't know how you can shut it out. But the second season's been written for some time now, and the storytelling grows and goes in different directions. That's informed by what we learned on season 1 on our own. So we, the people that have never made a thing before, don't have any fucking credits, have done nothing. We are taking it upon ourselves we're just going to take what we learned and make that the story. Not what the millions of Tolkien fans around the world have said, not what the millions of Lord of the Rings fans who told everybody what a disaster this would be and were proven right. Now, none of those people. The storytelling will be different next time, not because of the response to the show, but because of the experience in making the show for us. Imagine being that fucking arrogant that you would take one of the most treasured, storied franchise IPs. It seems sinful to even call it an IP. It's Lord of the fucking Rings. To take something like that, to have the arrogance to say we're not going to listen to the millions of people around the world that despise this. We're not going to listen to anybody as our ratings continue to falter, as people reject this series, as people flat out tell us, hey, we hate this. We think this is garbage. The user score, the audience score, it is clear. People do not like this series. The vast majority of people despise what Amazon's doing. But no, we're not going to listen to them. We're only going to listen to ourselves. This was doomed to failure from the beginning. But when you put people like this in charge, you have absolutely no hope. This is pathetic. Coming from these two lunatics, J.D. Payne, Patrick McKay, they can both go fuck themselves. They certainly have already lost out on a huge portion of the audience that would have been willing, even after season 1, if they'd come out and admitted that they were wrong, that they're going to fix it, that they're going to change it, people would have come back for a second chance. But no, instead, we're going to double, triple, quadruple down on destroying Lord of the Rings. Let me know what your thoughts are on this in the comments below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching, everyone, and a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.